Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Hollywood continuing to burn down. In fact, there was an article put out yesterday after we posted our video on Paramount TV getting shut down. They're calling cable roadkill. Roadkill.
Yeah, that's not good.
So we're going to talk about cable being roadkill. We're going to talk about some articles dealing specifically with like Cartoon Network and some of the cartoon stations. Now everyone else is starting to catch on. They are months late, years late to the party because we have been telling people that Cartoon Network is probably not long for this world. And they're like, no, you're just a bunch of alt-right Nazis who hate Steven Universe. But there it is, multiple articles talking about how Warner Brothers does not care about Cartoon Network. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. So yeah, let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Once a cash cow, cable TV is now just roadkill. Is a fire sale next? It says Paramount and Warner Brothers take massive hits to their businesses. Executives will need to make difficult choices on managing the decline. Oh my God. Just imagine if there were YouTubers out there that said this would probably happen.
I know, right? And they're acting like, oh, it's so shocking, so shocking.
Yeah, everything is fine. They said, yeah, it feels like as of this week, business has plummeted off of the precipice. They're precipiced off. They're talking about the $9 billion impairment charge on Warner Brothers. Yesterday, we talked about Paramount TV cutting their studio. Like that wasn't even part of the original plan. They were going to do some layoffs.
I know. They're like, oh, shit.
But they're like, you know what? Let's just shut the whole TV studio down. And,
shut it all down.
Just shut it down, guys. And that's it. Like, they're in such a bad place right now that they are literally just hitting the kill switch on everything. And yeah, if it's not nailed down, both companies have already said.
If it's not nailed down, it's dead.
If it's not nailed down, it's dead. Both companies have said they're very, very open to outsourcing or selling off assets because right now they just have so much debt. They said that cable TV's iceberg has been melting for years, but what had appeared to be a slow melt appears to have turned into an almost total collapse, almost overnight too. This person says the cable networks are just in this horrific, perennial, never-ending decline. It's been more abysmal, I think.
They hastened it to themselves, though. That's just it.
They did.
I mean, the cost of it, these places wanted more and more and more, so it wasn't, affordable for most people. And then their desire to all decide to be their own streaming services.
That's it right there.
It's a better deal at $9. Yeah, till you add it all up, it's more than cable was. And you hastened your own demise because you were trying to chase your own network. And I remember thinking Paramount, and we thought, I'm like, Paramount doesn't have enough stuff to be its own network.
No.
I'm like, that is the biggest, that, and what was the other one? Who else did their own? It was stupid.
Oh, they've all done
There's
their
a
own.
couple of them. I was like, do you don't have
Paramount
enough stuff?
was dumb. Peacock, that's
what I'm thinking
kind of makes a little more sense. That's NBC.
Some TV shows, but still, I'm just like, you don't have enough to be a streaming service.
No.
Your content was part of a little bit of Netflix. You don't have enough to be a streaming service on your own.
Well, I think what happened was they all chased Netflix. They all wanted to be Netflix. So they did hasten their own demise because a lot of times what happened was they took the shows that would have been first run on cable, the must-see TV, they took it and they put it on the streaming services instead. They wanted you to subscribe to streaming when you already paid for cable. So people are like, well, I don't need cable. I'll just get a streaming bundle or something because all the shows are over there anyway. Why should I watch cable anymore? Now they're like, well, nobody's really watching the streaming channels because they're realizing that like a lot of these streamers only have a very limited catalog, right? Because it's just their content. It's not everybody's. It's just their stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It was too limited to be its own streaming service. It just was. And then like, what happened? I don't know. It's not that hard to figure out.
So this is Bank of America's Jessia Reif Ehrlich, right? Bank of America. She said it's been more abysmal, I think, than almost anybody expected. Even just 2 years ago, when the handwriting was on the wall, we still thought it would be at a slower pace than it's actually been. They said the decline has been driven by cord cutting, but in recent quarters, the cable business has faced a double whammy. Not only are subscribers declining faster than carriage fees are rising, but advertising dollars are fleeing TV as the proliferation of ad-supported streaming options provide new places for marketers to spend their budgets.
Well, that's true.
TikTok.
Well, I was going to say, well, no, I think it's like Disney's going to roll together with
Hulu and,
Max and they're doing Hulu and ESPN. They're doing these big bundle group things because then they're going to say, oh, we have subscribers across all of this, and then they're going to sell it as one giant package. So the advertisers are going to those places thinking they're going to hit more eyeballs. But like they said, these subscribers are going down on these platforms because they're going to places like Tubi and Roku and YouTube and TikTok.
Tubi. I just saw another article the other day that apparently they're just like taking off like crazy now because it's kind of like a combination of linear TV, but they're also owned by Fox now, and they have all the Fox. That I guess is pretty much whatever's not on Netflix. They have a lot of that stuff on there. Plus, they have whatever Rupert Murdoch still owns. They have that on the platform too, and it's free, and that's it. It's like free TV. It's ad support. It's just like broadcast used to be or whatever. But they said, there are some companies that have an advantage, like Disney and NBC Universal, because they have these other businesses propping up their television. But the companies that are just strictly TV companies are screwed. Warner Brothers, Paramount, AMC. They said, well, what happens next? They said, according to the analysts, the chaos is just beginning. Cable channels could become the new newspapers, targets for investment funds looking to milk cash out of them for as long as possible. Or the cable channels could pursue a roll-up, either through an existing company or through a third party. So, they said they're basically just going to sell them all off. All these channels that we grew up with, right, that we grew up watching, they happened because there was such a massive demand for cable, right? Nickelodeon and MTV and it started out that like when I was younger, we had like 13 channels. It was like PBS, ABC, whatever. And then there were like a couple other local channels or whatever. And then along came cable and we were up to a whopping like 40 or 50 channels. And then they just kept adding more and more channels. And that's what we grew up with, Disney Channel and Nickelodeon and all that. But the advertising money runs out. What the hell are you going to do? They said a lot of these companies are going to explore different possibilities. It remains to be seen what the appetite within the market there is for some of these smaller cable networks and the willingness, what price outside investors would want to look at these, valuing these assets. Well, you have freaking Nickelodeon, which has the taint of Schneider.
Schneider.
You've got
feet and balls.
Oh God. You've got, what are these channels? MTV hasn't been MTV in decades. TBS, who cares? It's just, what I'm saying? Like what TNT, what do they even do now? Like, can you look at any of these channels and be like, oh, this is what this channel does? No, because these streaming services, they're just like, oh, this is our vintage MTV or Nickelodeon content on our streaming platform. They don't want the network. Nobody's going to watch the network anymore. And they've got, like you said, they got Tubi and we've got Roku now. Roku's got 1,000 channels. There's more TV than anybody can possibly watch. Like, why the hell? None of these channels really mean anything anymore. So now that takes us to cartoons, right? Let's go out to this because hashtag Clownfish was right. But I hate to break it to you. This is coming from IndieWire. Sorry, millennials.
I know this one got me.
Warner Brothers does not care about your nostalgia.
Okay, so they're using a Looney Tunes picture and talking about Boomerang.
Yeah.
And they say, sorry, millennials. And I'm just like, what? I mean, yeah, some of the millennials, maybe like the older millennials, but I was like, most of the people who grew up on that stuff wasn't even millennials. It was like the older Gen X. It wasn't even us. I mean, we watched it somewhat because they ran it sometimes, but the older Gen X was the ones who grew up on that. They're like, sorry, millennials? Who wrote this?
A millennial, probably.
Or is it a millennial, or is it somebody who's like 22 and doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about?
Gen Z doesn't know the difference between. We're all boomers. We're all boomers, I know, to right? Gen Z, right?
Don't fuck with us. Anyway.
So they're all like, oh my God, guys, this looks like the end of Cartoon Network. They're just rolling it in the max. If only someone could have foreseen this, right? They said that the Cartoon Network's fate appears to have been accurately prophesized when Warner Brothers Discovery merged Cartoon Network Studios with Warner Brothers Animation in October of 2022. Creatives saw the writing on the wall. Hashtag Clownfish was right. They said this week's 1-2 punch makes it clear that Warner Brothers and Zaslav care even less about animation than about making sure House of the Dragon has enough episodes to tell a complete story. And they're talking about, the MeTV tunes, and they pulled a bunch of classic Looney Tunes off, whatever.
But the thing, okay, in recent years, though, that's a classic stuff. And let's be honest here. I mean, some people do watch them, and that's true. But a lot of the people that they're going to target don't watch those anymore. And then the shows they've been putting out recently have sucked for the most part, except for a few exclusions. They've sucked, and they haven't had a really show that caught on considerably in a while.
No.
Maybe that's why they're not doing animation anymore.
Yeah, and it's expensive.
Thundercats Roar didn't work.
Thundercats Roar didn't work.
It wasn't a hit.
Well, I think what they were hoping for with Thundercats Roar was another Teen Titans Go. Because honestly, from Warner Brothers' point of view, they're probably looking at this like, well, we can just put reruns of Teen Titans Go on, rotate, 24/7, and we're going to make more money than greenlighting some new shows. Because we already know this is a hit,
Yeah.
And that's all these executives look at. They don't care about being creative. They don't care about being artsy fartsy. They're just like, are we getting ad revenue? Are people going to watch? And if the kids are tuning in for...
All they care about is ARPU.
ARPU. And if it doesn't cost them anything extra to just turn into the Teen Titans Go channel, as much as it sucks, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. But yeah, they're talking about all the stuff that they've canceled. They're talking about how stuff we talked about, that Ketchup Entertainment is bringing out the new Looney Tunes movie. It's not Warner Brothers. They shut down Rooster Teeth. Who could have seen that happen?
I don't know. Who did? Took a lot of shit over it.
Now Slate, they're late to the party too. Cartoon Network's website was deleted. That should scare you all. They're deleting some of our most beloved movies and TV shows, and some may be gone forever.
So they were saying the millennials, but Cartoon Network started when we were little kids.
Yes.
So that would have been you would have been born when Cartoon Network started as like a millennial, but mostly the people that would have been the audience for that would have been impacted were Gen X's. Just saying. It was mostly
a Gen. I think Cartoon Network, if I remember correctly, it started when I was in high school, and they started out with it was basically just Warner Brothers reruns at first, and then they had Space Ghost and stuff like that on it. But it started about the same time as like Sci-Fi and a bunch of these other kind of niche nerd network. It was a good time. It was a good time to have cable back then, but it's not necessary now, right? Because all this content, if they made this content now, they would not be creating a cable channel for it. They would just dump it on YouTube or dump it on Roku or something. You know what I'm saying? Because Cartoon Network, they didn't even do originals for the first couple of years. It was just all reruns.
Yeah, it was all reruns.
And then Boomerang became the rerun channel. But yeah, they said they don't care. They just don't care anymore. So do I think they could sell Cartoon Network or shut it down completely? Absolutely. They said that there are some other ones that are probably on the chopping block too, because that $9 billion impairment charge they took, that was because somebody came in, took a look at their TV and said, none of this shit's worth anything. So you've overvalued your TV networks. Nobody's watching them. Nobody cares. None of these brands are worth anything. And that's how they got that $9 billion impairment charge. But to do that, you have to write off a bunch of shit, right? Mm-hmm. But they said, yeah, this includes Animal Planet, TLC. That's just remember TLC used to, like, none of these channels are what they started out as. Remember when travel was about vacations and vacationing and going around the world, and now it's about ghosts.
And aliens.
Ghosts and aliens. TLC, it was the learning channel. It was an educational channel. And now it's just about white trash slapping the shit out of each other. That's what it is. You got short white trash. You got 600-pound white trash, but that's all that channel is anymore.
Oh, wait. How racist of you.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Food Network.
It's still about food. I guess it's mostly like contests and stuff.
HGTV, our daughter's gonna be upset about because she puts that on the run. Golf TV. I didn't know there was a golf
the
TV.
Hell?
And the
Golf
Oprah
TV?
Winfrey Network.
Nobody cares.
Oh, that's the what is that called? O or something? Is that what it's called?
That could be a totally different channel. Oprah's Big O.
No,
you get an O and you get an O.
Watch that anyway.
But yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's over. Like, we don't need all of this crap. They said that Paramount's doing the same thing. They destroyed the MTV website. They destroyed the Comedy Central archives because they're just dumping it on their streaming platform, and that's failing.
Because what they're doing is just cannibalizing everything they have to try to save their streaming.
Yeah.
There's gonna be tabs on their streaming network. That's all it's gonna be.
If they didn't chase streaming, so we're going. Yeah, we're getting back to the starting point. We're going the long way around. We're going past Go again. I don't know if they're collecting $200, but like, so they're shutting down Cartoon Network by degrees and Boomerang and the app and all that. But then we got MeTV Tunes, which is basically just what Cartoon Network started out as. And it's just on linear TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's going to go back to just a handful of like linear TV channels for people that don't want to deal with the streaming shit.
I'm sorry. I have to point this out because it's popular in technology. I grew breasts for the first time at 35. It had effects I couldn't imagine. Technology. Don't click on it.
Oh, but wait, there's also most women with big boobs only dream about it. We did it. This is what happened.
Okay.
So, okay, you want to talk about these
Like not having back pain?
So you want to talk about these
Technology. This is Slate's,
Slate, yeah, right.
Oh
but,
God.
But like, you want to talk about how TV networks have lost the plot. A lot of these websites have lost the plot too. It's all sensationalism. It's all whatever gets clicks. It doesn't matter if that's what they started out as. They become something else. Again, travel is one of the most bizarre examples I've ever seen where it became a paranormal channel.
I know,
somehow.
it's weird. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how you grew breasts for the first time. What, you only don't do it more than once. I'm just saying. Anyway, sorry. I'm really hung up on that.
Anyway, we'll look at it after we wrap the video
I
up.
don't want to look at it. Anyway,
Do you want to join Slate Plus? We can join Slate Plus. Everybody's doing this now.
On Slate Plus, you get to grow a penis.
They have games on Slate now too. Maybe I don't know what those games are like. Anyway, nobody continues. So I think everybody's got like a mission statement, like with a TV network or a website, and then as the audience determines the direction of it, it all changes, right? It all changes. We're gonna wrap it up.
You could have wrapped it up 10 minutes ago, but yes.
All right. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.